No, it's actually it grows into like plants big as you are. I mean, tall, like it depends on some of them. Usually they're relatively small.
Well, with the coming food shortage and everything costing $50 for a pound, we're gonna have to eat some of that pokeberry.
Oh, yeah.
Not only that, a kudzu.
Well, people in this area of the country actually eat that. I thought they ate that in New Orleans. Apparently
Poke
they
salad?
Apparently they
No.
don't. Not in Louisiana.
I don't
Well,
think so.
that's what
That's odd.
that's what Jerry said. That's what it was, right?
Jerry.
In his song.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, where's he from? Was he from?
Well, in the song he says from Louisiana.
I thought.
Well, it
they,
might be up country in New Orleans.
Maybe
It's a subtropical area.
It may be that it doesn't grow well in the swamps and the
Well, it doesn't. I bet
lowlands.
it's not a subtropical plant.
No,
Maybe it's just a song.
Well,
Oh, I'm sure.
up north, up north. I mean, even as you cross the Lake Pontchartrain, you actually go into a different climate zone. So it could be
on the other side of the lake.
it could be growing fine at Baton Rouge,
Yeah.
Probably is.
The interesting
which
thing
is not that far away. It's 90 miles away from New Orleans, I think, at the most.
The interesting thing is, the more south you go, the more poisonous plants you have.
Well, see, I just had no idea that they didn't eat that in New Orleans. But anyway,
They have chicory there.
we'll have to get some and
Yeah.
see.
So how come you can only eat a little tiny sliver
Well,
of a pokeberry?
the berries are considered poisonous, and I grew up, don't eat those; they're poisonous. But it turns out they're quite medicinal and quite good for you, and you actually need to eat a fair quantity to, you have to. Like if a kid
It's like arsenic.
if a kid wandered
Like you
out,
can have a little bit of arsenic.
And it won't kill you.
Relatively waters.
very little. But if a kid wandered out and ate pokeberries like they were strawberries or something like that, and they wanted to eat a bunch, they're a purple berry, smaller than a blackberry, and they're a bright purple.
Do they go in clusters or like? Are they the thing you see all around that grows in clusters with the purple berries on it?
Probably what you're thinking of. With
Comes in like August. Purple berry in
it
August.
Check my editing.
has a stalk that's purple to it.
Like a bush. It's like bushy. A
kind
big
of,
bushy thing.
Broad leaves. And you can have poke salad that's kind of like turnip greens or something.
Good old turnip greens and some cornbread and some poke
I've eaten
salad.
it. Have you eaten it? Most people.
No, it was offered to me.
Most people haven't. Most people haven't eaten it. Most people are afraid to eat it and stuff like that.
It took me long enough to try grits. Now I can never go back. Oh no, I love grits.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Oh, but don't give it to me with sugar. I think it was.
Some people like it with sugar.
Wow.
Not me.
What in the world? Yeah. No.
I like grits with fried catfish. That is a really good taste combination together. It's
The
fabulous.
thing is, if you don't eat the grits fast enough, it's wallpaper paste.
No, if you let it cool, then you just cut it into chunks and you
Fry
fry
it.
it up.
You can always reuse. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's
See,
good.
my first. Okay.
Sauteed in some bacon grease.
Well, that's what I was gonna
I
say.
knew
The
she
real
was going to do that. She
and
knew I
the
was gonna
coffee
make it.
grinds. Now, I did not know what real grits were about until this lady from Louisiana. She made it for me, and first I had a restaurant kind, the Waffle House kind, which was cool. It was cool. A little bit of butter. It was fine. Then this other lady gave it to me with sugar. That was it. It made me sick. And then this other lady took out this coffee can. And she's scraping stuff at the bottom of the pan, and then she's putting some grinds in this, and then she's mixing things up. I'm like, what are you doing?
She's made her
doing
gravy
it.
out of
she's
coffee?
making it real. Yeah. And then she put the whole thing. She says, "No, I'm not going to tell you what this is made of. Just close your eyes and take a bite." And I took a bite. I loved it. She says, "Well, this is what it's made out of." I'm like, "Well, I liked it." It was really
bacon grease and coffee? Did
yeah,
you put bacon
yeah,
grease and coffee in
grind,
it?
yeah.
I have not put coffee grounds in my grits, but I have put bacon
Now, did she put
It was
coffee
good.
grounds in it or coffee?
or coffee.
I think it was
I
coffee
bet it's
before it
coffee.
was perked or whatever.
Okay. Well, you can do that. You can do that.
But
Yeah.
see, you make red eye gravy
That's what she
with
called it.
coffee.
That,
But
red
it's-
eye, red eye gravy. He likes grits with red eye gravy
Yeah.
on them.
Okay, so
now,
what
that
it
is
is you-
southern. That
you
is
fried
very
some-
southern. But if
you
you want
fried
red eye
some
gravy,
ham.
you don't start with bacon grease. You have to start with country ham that's been
Yeah.
salt cured.
Yeah, you have country ham.
Oh,
That's
yes.
right. You have country ham. You fry that in the pan,
Instead
and then
of
when
bacon.
it's done, take it out and you pour some black coffee in there and
Criminalize it.
you
Yeah, I know what you mean.
deglaze the pan with the coffee,
Right.
and then you pour that over your grits,
Oh,
That's
and it's
Oh.
to die for.
yeah, that's the deal.
And you know,
And that's
I've
called
even
red
found
eye
out
gravy.
now.
Yeah.
I've
I
even
loved it.
found out now that I add like a couple of shots of espresso in my gumbo.
To pep it up. How long you been doing that?
I just started doing it about last year whenever I realized that a nice shot of espresso really made a frying pan full of gravy have a lot more oomph to it. So then I started adding a couple of shots of espresso to everything savory, and it's good.
Yeah. Red eye gravy.
Yeah, and
That's
then
what-
I think the same day they experimented me with the green beans.
Oh,
Green beans with the queen bean in it. the big fat.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not something we do up north.
No, you put a little strip.
It
You
was
put a
good.
strip. You put a strip of fat back in your green beans, or you can use a couple of strips of bacon. A strip
Yeah, you
of fat.
can do
Yeah.
it with good bacon though, not
Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
crappy bacon.
And then-
And in the South we like to cook our green beans to within an inch of their lives,
That's true.
where
That's true.
they're really, I mean, they've simmered for a couple of hours. We don't like that like crispy. I mean, I like crispy green
I know,
beans
I
too.
used to
They've
eat them
just
right out
been
of my grandfather's
lightly
garden.
No, they're
sauteed.
soft green beans in the South. You almost try to cook the strings out of them, so you know.
Yeah, I mean, you cook them a long time. They get discolored like collard greens do,
Mhm.
but they get like real tender.
I haven't had any red eye gravy in years.
We have to go out to Pisgah View Ranch and have
Do they make it there?
one of those wonderful
They have-
Sunday morning
Brunches?
brunches that they have,
Mm.
because they have all that stuff.
Red eye
on there.
gravy. I'd almost forgot about red eye gravy. I haven't
Well,
had.
what's the difference between red eye and sawmill gravy? Is sawmill gravy the same as like a milk gravy?
I don't know sawmill.
I never heard of that.
Because I remember when I first moved here, they were interviewing that woman, Mrs. Cogburn,
Okay.
that owns the Pisgah View Ranch out there. I think it's Cogburn. And they were asking her when she was going to retire, and she goes, "Oh no, I want to keel over dead, frying, stirring up a pan of sawmill gravy."
All right.
So whatever it is, it must be a dry kind of
I'm reckoning it's a white gravy.
I think it might be a
like a white
gravy.
corn or white.
No, like that
starch,
white.
or-
No, like that white gravy that you see on biscuits. It's like a milk gravy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Flour and milk
Yeah,
and
and the
butter.
pepper.
Well, you know how you do that. You do like you saute up some fat back in a pan and get the fat rendered out of it, and then you just add flour to that, and then you add milk.
Oh, okay.
That's all that is.
Okay, because I would, without thinking, I would do
And if you
cornstarch
and if,
kind
and
of
if you
But if that's sawmill, I don't know if that's sawmill or not.
but if you roast that flour a little bit and get it to
Yeah,
turn
yeah,
a little
yeah.
dark
I
there,
know.
then it'll probably come out looking about the color of sawdust.
Hmm.
You know, it sort of browns it.
And
It's
then
a-
you add the milk to it, and that brings it back up to more of a creamy color.
Yeah.
You could probably
And
use
they
that
put
as a
that on-
batter too.
They put that on homemade biscuits around here, made with lard.
Yeah, I know. I had one.
I did a lard biscuit this Christmas time for my
Yeah.
family.
Uh huh.
I do not like cooking with lard.
No, didn't like it. Was it bad?
They have to be hot,
Right. They have
because
to be
immediately, if they
It'll
cool down, you can
turn
taste the
wax.
lard.
Then it's like wax.
I didn't like that at all.
Yeah.
So I'll go back to Crisco
Yeah.
shortening or something.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't like. In fact, I threw away the lard, and it cost like almost $5 a little container now,
Yeah.
because I knew I wasn't going to cook with it anymore.
Well, I was just using the lard for making stuff for suet cakes for the birds. Because it would sit in my, you know, you can't keep it forever, but you can keep it a very long time. And I thought, well, I could do this with it or that with it, and I go, oh, no, I can't. I opened up the can and I go, oh, I'm not eating that. So I fed it to the birds. I
Well,
made
good
I
for
made a lot
you.
of suet cakes, and All the birds were happy.
It didn't occur to me to give it to the birds.
Yeah, suet cakes. And of course, you could put all kinds of real cool things. 'Cause
Yeah.
depending on what kind of bird you want to get around here.
Yeah.
So, and those, I don't know if you buy a suet cake and put them in little cages, but those things are expensive.
They've gotten
That and the peanut butter and all that stuff. If you gut it in the house and you're not going to eat it anyway, then you might as well just
Feed it to the
give
birds.
it to the birds.
Mhm.
I gotta get going.
You got to go to work
I
tonight?
gotta go to work
What time are you supposed to be at work?
soon. I
oh.
got like a million errands to do before I get there, though.
I didn't know.
Well, it's,
I didn't know if you were supposed to be there 11 minutes ago or something.
no. Yeah, I need to be in the building at least by 6:30. But I got all my errands are all.
In a row.
I make a big circle, so when I get out of work, I go straight home. But
Mhm.
I come back to the same circle. I just
You've told me
Thank
where you
you.
worked and I've forgotten where it is. It's a
Arvato Digital Services. It's Sonopress, Weaverville.
How are things going there now? There have been some changes, haven't there?
There's been some changes. There's still many changes. I can't really talk about it.
All right.
But industry is going through the Blu-ray phase, so get
Right.
ready. Get ready.
What's
For the
industry
masses.
going to Blu-ray?
Everything's going to be everything high def is going to be Blu-ray, and the industry's going to high def. So
And the reason is because of the porn industry. They're the ones that voted it
No.
in. Yeah. They're the highest consumer of
oh well, if porn is only going to be available on Blu-ray, then everybody else can hang it up. Nobody's gonna be buying DVDs, are they?
I don't know. I don't know what the next cool format would be, but whatever it is, we need to be totally backwards compatible. There's only so much you can do with that
That's
same
what I
size
think.
disc. Let's go back to
Well,
vinyl.
Blu-ray is backwards compatible, isn't it? I mean, as far as you can you can play old discs on the Blu-ray machines, right?
Yes.
I
You
thought
mean
so.
old CDs or DVDs?
CDs
Yeah.
and DVDs.
But you're still, because they could put up to 8 layers on a
Blu-ray.
Blu-ray and make it so compressed and so much data on it. I mean, I couldn't trust a little piece of. It's not even metallized. It's gonna paper insert. Yeah, it's just it's supposed to be economically, so it'll break down better than whatever.
I ate all the cookies.
I just got myself a new burner printer that will burn on one side of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a microboard one. And then it'll spit it down to a lower level and it'll print it. And I don't have to sit there and manually do
I
anything.
forget what they call it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What do they call them that? I know what you're talking about.
Does it? Can you put a stack of them in there?
Yeah, you can put 50. It'll stack up to 50.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of
Did
like.
you ever your homage?
No, I never got it
Yeah.
happening. I didn't know. You told me you wrote me and you said there was software on a site, and I downloaded their. You have to download their software or something in order to operate their site
Yeah.
or something like that, and I never learned
It's
how
up
to.
front, yeah.
I never learned how to operate it. I never found out how to find that software and make it work.
Yeah, you're just gonna sit down and you have to have you can't be doing anything else.
I'm sure of that. Yeah.
You can't think of anything else, that's the problem with a lot of,
Mm-hmm.
and you need a computer just to do that.
Yeah.
That's,
So
What are y'all talking about?
I have a
it's got a robotic arm.
it picks up a CD and it puts it over in the burner and
Oh, really?
yeah, and you put a stack of them, then it takes them out and it puts them in another stack, which is I guess what yours does.
No, mine. Okay, yeah, mine does that. I
But
put
you
it
don't
in
have
the
an arm.
middle.
Yours just yours spits it out the front and it goes through a little thing like that, doesn't it?
Well, it's got a little tray
Mhm.
that takes it back to the burner,
Right.
and then when it's burned, or if it rejects it, it spits it out into a drawer.
Uh-huh.
And then it burns it, and then it spits it the other way, and then that takes it down onto another little slotty tray, and that takes it down to the printer. Doesn't have an external arm.
Right.
It's got, but they call it a robot.
It's
Your
it's-
robot. How many robots do you have? How many are you fired up for this computer? So and it's made in Japan. So they're into robots over there.
They are.
So I guess it's a robot.
So how many robots do you have?
Just that one. How many do I need?
Well, I just have one, and it just
Well, it
sits
sure
there.
does make burning my DVDs and printing them out a lot easier.
But when I turn it on, it'll go zzz, zzz, and park itself. It finds home and parks itself. You know.
Yeah, they do like.
We need to make recordings of that.
Yes.
Because it makes cool sounds.
Yeah, Michael was recording somebody doing tattoos,
Uh-huh.
and he's the gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when he slowed it down, it sounded like a jackhammer.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh, he slowed it way
yes,
down.
oh yeah, way, like 500%.
Uh-huh.
That was really scary.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It is a little jackhammer
Yeah, well, it really is.
with a little needle on it. I mean, it's
Yeah,
the
it
colors
actually
and-
is.
That's forever. Yeah, almost.
right.
You know, they say that you can get liver damage from some of those dyes that they use.
Mm-hmm.
Your body trying to process that stuff.
I couldn't imagine having a really nice, beautiful colored tattoo, and then when you get older, like you get out of the army and everything turns green, and then when you're like on that slab and they're checking you out, you have this like big blob and nobody knows what it said on it. I just,
That's the problem with tattoos. They don't age very well. Do they all fade?
No, I think the ones that they're making now don't. I mean, she's got a nice guitar on there.
Mm-hmm.
She's had it for a few years now. It's like it never.
Changed.
But the weather, when the weather comes on, you can see the original etchings. They bump
Really?
up. They bump up. Her skin bumps
Oh.
up. So I don't know if that's normal or not, but I think all her tattoos are actually doing that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not into tattoos personally. I don't know how many tattoos y'all may have, but I don't have any.
I don't have any.
I don't have any either.
I have a problem with needles in the first place.
And I think I have tattoo prejudice.
And I think I have tattoo prejudice too, to a degree. It's not real bad, but it exists. I admit it too. Also, I don't have any nose piercings or lip piercings.
Or body part piercings.
Well, now no. No, I don't have
Then
any
I don't
piercings.
know,
I don't have any piercings that might get hung in anybody's lip piercings or whatever. You know, that's
It's made for some people.
Oh no,
and
no,
not
I
for
do have
others.
pierced ears.
you have pierced ears,
but only one set.
only not all the way up.
Yeah.
And then some safety pins down the side or something.
Yeah, I better go.
Well,
Oh,
good
well.
seeing you.
I was thinking maybe if you do this a lot more, we could probably get a lucrative business going of all these live shows that really mess up.
Oh yeah, if I keep messing them up.
Did you just forget, or did you do it and it didn't take?
No, I just forgot to push the record button. Yesterday was a lively show. Did you see it? Did you look
I
at
saw parts of it, most parts of it. I
Mhm.
know I saw the Reverend was here, and there was the couple were over there.
it? The
Which
Reverend?
Reverend?
The Reverend Johnny Lamuria.
Oh,
Yeah, Robinson.
John Robinson.
Yeah, he was here, and that other girl that was editing when I was here before, she was doing a bunch of shorts.
Uh-huh.
She was here, and then the two that I saw at the Media Fest.
Right. Were they at the
I think
media
they were.
fest?
I think they were new, or they were new to here. They were like from Chicago or something. Yeah, I thought I saw them come in. They floated in.
The girl with the blue hair
Yeah.
and the stuff.
Yeah.
She's
Do you guys need any snacks?
sure.
Did you take a donation?
Huh?
Which would you like? Soy tato barbecue, multigrain pita, or the veggie sticks?
Multigrain pita.
Okay.
All right, multi-grain pita it is.
We
Well,
don't want
thank
any of
you.
that medicinal stuff. We want calories. Junk food.
Did you say duck food?
I don't know, those veggie sticks were looking
Yeah,
good.
they are, but this was the best.
They sound better when you crunch on the mic.
No proof.
They're thick.
They need a good dip.
Oh yeah, they'd be good with something on them.
These are good.
They are good.
They would be good with old style pimento cheese. Where I used to live at the little family owned grocery store down the road, they made pimento cheese, the like of which I have never had other than that.
Well,
It
what
was
was
so
different
good.
about it? Do you know? Was it the kind of cheese they used, or the Duke mayonnaise they used, or what?
I'm sure that it was the cheese they used, without a doubt. But
They could have just used some nice hoop cheese, nice sharp hoop cheese.
I'm betting they did. They used some nice. They might have used two kinds of cheese.
It's possible.
Okay, and one would be probably a sharp hoop. I'm sure it was hoops or whatever they had because they sold pounds of this stuff every day.
Uh huh.
Uh,
If you remember seeing the hoop cheese, I bet you they used hoop cheese.
And then they threw in, you know, fresh pimentos. I mean, as in, I guess they were probably canned, but
Usually pimentos are just those nice little jars of pimento.
well, I'm
You
sure.
probably didn't have to do it fresh because you know
Mhm.
pimento. That's one of the few things that are
They were
canned that are
probably
good.
canned. They were probably
That and
canned.
tomatoes.
They were probably canned.
I make a mean
And
pimento cheese. I'll bring some next time,
okay,
and we'll have some at our tea party.
okay. I've never. I've,
That's my big thing to bring to the family get-togethers. Bring your pimento cheese sandwiches.
I've never had anybody that made pimento cheese that competed with what these people made,
Oh, I'll try. I like to compete with people who do good stuff.
and it was.
It makes you get better.
I heard a little laughter.
And for a short while, I worked for them at their store. And my biggest regret about that period for
Because you
me,
didn't learn the pimento
Is
cheese
that-
recipe.
right, is that I did not learn the pimento cheese recipe. That's exactly right.
Well, it
Because
might have been a secret.
I don't think so. No, I was
Oh,
working
that's
there.
good.
I could have made pimento cheese. They'd have been just as happy as a clam to have me make the pimento cheese. I'm sure, you know. And that's what I should have done. I should have gone in there and I should have said, I know these shelves need stocking, but I really want to be the guy that makes the pimento cheese. If I'd been smart, you know.
People love it when it's good.
Yeah, I'm dust.
Okay,
In
good.
the wind, how you like my
Actually, it's sort of zen-like.
in that?
Well, it's sort of still perfect.
You're perfectly centered on it.
I wonder why.
Because it's the first day of summer and we got equinox and all that stuff.
It is. This is it. This is the solstice, right?
Summer solstice?
Summer
Is that the
solstice.
same thing as equinox?
Is that right?
We do
I
a
thought
Longest-
summer solstice was
pagan
the
dance
middle of
to the
summer.
stars.
Longest day of the year.
Is this a full moon?
No, but it is the longest day of the year. Like I noticed last night, past 9 o'clock, it was still very bright out. Because
Yeah, I'm not used to
usually
that.
around 9 o'clock, I take my old dog out. I took her out, and it was still fairly light.
Oh, that my aunt did that. That
Really?
One, that's some of her art. Yes.
Cool.
This is that one. She does. She studied under a monk about, and she makes her own paint by grinding rocks and things.
Oh, really?
Rocks and minerals, and
And maybe berries and stuff. I don't know what. I don't know the
usually
formulas.
paints are done from like different minerals.
I think so. I remember hearing her talk about grinding up rocks and stuff, and she went up and studied under a monk that's the Russian Orthodox style of.
Is it very vivid? Like are the colors
Color.
very vivid?
They actually are.
It
yes.
can be vivid.
More so than actually
Something now.
than my slides show, or whatever my yeah.
I'll see ya.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Don't work too hard.
I'll see what I can do.
She gave my mother a Madonna and Child one that
Oh,
she
really?
had done.
We used to make those in church.
Madonna and Childs.
Yeah, we used to do the plaster things when we
Uh-huh.
were first and second grade. I think I still have one. So, I'll see.
Bye.
Are you recording? I
Yes.
am, just in case you're not. That's what I'm telling you.
Yes, yes. And you go directly. You used to go to tape, didn't you? But now you go.
Yeah, but
to,
I don't have to because I got the DVD recorder that's the same as the.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's great. Thank you
Okay.
so much for doing that and bringing that to me. That did. You saved my life. So
Yeah.
now I can add it to my collection.
I didn't waste the day.
Good. And come back for tea.
Okay, I'll see you.
Bye.
All right. Well,
Yeah, what other good southern stuff is there we can talk about that's
Oh.
food wise? So shrimp and grits and catfish and grits are
do they,
really
do
good
they have
together.
fritters in New Orleans? Do they eat fritters? Around here they eat fritters, but down in
No.
down in
You know
Coconut.
what? One of the big things down there is stuffed artichokes.
Oh yeah.
Now that is good.
Uh huh.
You see that like in the all the little.
What do they stuff them with? Crab meat.
No,
No.
they make some sort of bread stuffing that's very seasoned.
It's like a stuffing. It's a stuffing.
Yeah, it's like a Parmesan-y.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you always see that in like the little, any kind of little roadside place that you stop at for po' boys and
Who was that guy that used to have? He used to have a show on public TV. I don't know if you ever saw him, but he was the New Orleans cook, and
Paul Prudhomme.
that sounds right. And what was it? He would always
Was he
say,
real heavy set?
yeah, he would say
Very heavy set.
and he would say something. He had something crazy. He would always say this thing like,
How y'all are?
yeah, something
No,
like
that's
that.
Justin Williams.
Okay. Something like that. That's him then.
Justin.
I believe he's dead now. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he's dead.
Okay. I used to watch
It's
him.
Justin somebody,
Mhm.
and he was one of the first.
Right. I used to watch him way
Mhm.
back. I liked his thing. And so that's where I got my sense of Louisiana cooking
And he did
Was-
authentic stuff.
was from him.
And then
Uh,
and then Paul Prudhomme got a show.
uh-huh.
And they say it's really Paul Prudhomme that put Louisiana or New Orleans cuisine on the
Really?
national map. Yeah.
Really? Because see,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was always.
Justin Wilson. It's
Oh.
Justin Wilson.
I thought New Orleans
Was always on the radar.
cuisine was always. That's what I thought.
Well, they say in New Orleans it is Paul Prudhomme that did it
Uh-huh.
more than anything else.
Huh. We'll go
And
figure.
so when you go to New Orleans, all the tourists go to New Orleans. He's got a restaurant called Kay Paul's that was his wife's and his. Her name was Kay and he was Paul.
Uh-huh.
So it was Kay Paul's restaurant, and they'll be lined up 2 or
How-
3 blocks down waiting to get in there.
Where is it?
It's in the French Quarter.
I know,
think
where?
it's on Royal. I'm not quite sure if it's on Royal
Okay.
or
It's not.
Charters.
Mhm.
But I think it seems like it might be on Royal.
Okay, I'm trying to place Royal. How far is Royal?
From the river,
Yeah, is that about
about 2
five-
streets over.
2 streets over?
Like there's Charters, and then I think there's this road here,
Mhm.
and I don't know if that's Royal or if the next one's Royal.
Okay.
I think it's the next one.
Okay.
Goes behind
Behind the church.
Behind the church. I
Mhm.
think that's Royal.
Uh-huh.
In front of the church is.
I know.
can't
See,
remember.
they line up down and around the corner sometimes to get in that one in front of the church and over to the side too. There.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I think they kind of run that more like I want to say more like a cafeteria or something. I think that you go.
At Paul Prudhomme's, Kay Paul's.
No, with the one in front of the church. Do they run it? Do they run it kind of cafeteria style in the back too? At Paul.
No, I
Kay
don't think. I
Paul's?
think it's sit down.
Okay, that's what. Yeah. Well, it's sit down, but I mean, I think that yeah. I think I seem to remember.
Well, I've
It
got,
might run
I've got a
both ways.
hankering to go back.
It might be both ways. It might be sit down and they've got a buffet. That might be what I saw at that one in there. That's like if you're in the square and you're facing the church, directly over to your right, that's on the corner. I don't know the name of it, but it's one of those that's been there forever. And
Yeah, I don't know the name of that one, but that was not necessarily one of the better ones.
yeah.
Down the street from that on Charters was Two Jags that had really great stuff. And then there's the country store, the county store, or something like that, that's owned by a bunch of Italians that has almost the original muffaladas.
Uh-huh. The girl that was on here yesterday said that she went to New Orleans and quit drinking.
Two,
And quit to, I don't know if she
also,
went,
like I did.
I don't know if she went there to quit drinking, but she went there and quit drinking. She quit drinking and went to New Orleans.
That sounds like my story. I quit drinking and went to New Orleans.
I know.
So I didn't get the party down.